Well, Chris Rock has responded to the slap heard around the world with a special, comedy special, and the internet's gone, well, selective outrage with it all, I guess, as the case may be. Now, it's not just this. There's many. I mean, there's even this. The rudest man. And just utter nonsense. Chris Rock fans are furious at the comedian for punching down black women. Right, okay. Well, because he made some jokes about Meghan Markle. Can't make it a racist thing now, can you? Idiots. So let's take a look at this. This is... well, it is hilarious. It was one of those things that was bound to happen. He was either going to sue Will Smith or he was going to create an absolutely brilliant comeback and make it, a momentous occasion. And he chose, obviously, the latter rather than the former. But he could have sued him. He would have won. It's unlikely that he would have lost. I mean, it was there live on TV. But yeah, look. So Chris Rock's live Netflix special aired Saturday and arrived to praise from the internet, calling it the best slapback ever in response to the Will Smith slap. But of course, on the back end of people loving it, there's the opposing side of that where everyone was hating it as well. Not everyone, just the other side where people were hating it. So Rock waited a year to drop his stand-up special, which sees his comment on the slap that happened at the Oscars after he made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. And he also joked about Meghan Markle, essentially, and even they were finding it hilarious as well. So there's a lot going on here. Let's take a look at this. Chris Rock, long-awaited public response. And it is kind of long-awaited. I mean, this was a pretty big scandal. I mean, even the Oscars are still talking about it. But a public response to the Will Smith slap, the Slapgate, has been met with high praise and then obviously a bunch of other crap as well. So during his new Netflix stand-up special, which premiered live Saturday night, Rock verbally hit back at Smith a year after the incident that saw Smith banned from the Academy. In a nearly 2-minute segment, Rock fired off at Smith's decision to slap him on stage at the award ceremony, making Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith the butt of his joke about her infidelity. Good. Everybody called him a bitch, and who's he hitting me? Rock joked to a crowd that included a friend of Meghan Markle's who was spotted laughing backstage, according to Page 6. The comedian also took aim at former Suits actress during his special, saying she was acting all dumb for not realising the royal family are the OGs of racism. That's very funny. But obviously, Meghan Markle wasn't happy about that. She can't take a joke anyway. Neither can Will Smith, apparently. But Rock's rant has since been applauded on social media. The perfect best way to slap back. But then, of course, loads of other people are like, no. A comedian made audience members and live viewers wait until the last 10 minutes of Chris Rock's selective outrage before he addressed the slap. You all know what happened to me, getting smacked by Suge Smith, the comedian joked. Rock said, it still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ears. That's funny. The slap occurred last year. We know that because obviously he joked about Jada Pinkett Smith as G.I. Jane, which is funny. It's a funny joke. But obviously the new stand-up, Rock joked about his struggle in the year since. Anybody that say words hurt has never been punched in the face. But I'm not a victim, baby. You'll never see me on Oprah or Gayle crying. And obviously he joked that he took that shit like Manny Pacquiao. Which is, again, all this is quite funny, to be fair. So, like most comedians, he said, I'm continuously grateful for the existence. This is Jim Gaffigan just saying, hey, he's a good comedian. Yeah, basically all good. People were loving it. But then, of course, people didn't like it. Of course they didn't like it. Yeah, of course they didn't. So Chris Rock slapped Will Smith. And then, obviously, here's all the negative stuff, which is just ridiculous. So we have this nonsense. Apparently, Rock has repeatedly punched down at black women, including Meghan Markle and Pinkett Smith. Chris Rock called Jada Pinkett Smith a bitch and said Meghan Markle played the race card, punching down on black women. Clownery. I want to ask Rock, you feel better after that? Let me be clear, I'm not excusing Smith's actions at the Oscars. However, for me, I'll always know that Rock missed a massive opportunity to be the bigger man in this situation and teach a valuable lesson. He squandered it. And that's the variety editor, Clayton Davis. Shut up, man. He doesn't have to be the bigger person in this situation. And also, what lesson is going to be learnt from a Hollywood elite from doing nothing? They're going to go, oh, I can just do whatever I want whenever I want. I think he needs to let this go, though. I know what happened to him was bad, but it just looks like a brother putting another brother down when he's already on the floor. Nothing uplifting about this. He doesn't. Again, he doesn't have to. What are you high? So yeah, people weren't happy about that. Rock obviously made jokes about Meghan and Prince Harry, which, I mean, they are just a living meme anyway. Like, who is this girl, Meghan Markle? Seems like a nice lady. Just complaining, Rock said. Like, didn't she hit the light skin lottery? It's funny. As he called the royal family the OGs of racism. And said that Markle was acting all dumb for going on Oprah and saying she didn't know how racist the royal family could be. That's the royal family. You didn't Google those mother effers. They're the original racists. They invented colonialism. Yeah, well, still funny, to be fair. All this is in good faith. Like, this is just a good comedy bit, and we already know that Meghan Markle can't take a joke. She's thinking of like taking legal action against South Park. But then we have this. Richard Madley is like just a TV presenter in the UK. So is Susanna Reid, and they're on an abysmal show and they talk absolute crap. But they're like, oh, he's the rudest man I've ever had to interview. I didn't smack him though. He's a thoroughly unpleasant piece of work. Again, just trying to hop on the bandwagon to revive their dead show. Just basically saying how nasty he is. But, of course, first it was South Park. Now Chris Rock has destroyed Meghan Markle. She destroyed herself. It's not that difficult. Really not that difficult. So I thought you'd find this funny. These are one of those things that you just look at and you go, God, goodness me. Come on, it's not that hard. It's really, really not that difficult to see this stuff coming out here. But yeah, I did think it was very funny. You know, Will Smith and Slapgate situations are a difficult thing to sort of examine, isn't it? That's a guy clearly on the edge. But also Chris Rock doesn't owe him anything. Chris Rock doesn't have to forgive him, doesn't have to lift him up. He doesn't have to. He was literally, you know, the butt of the world's joke. It was a slap heard around the world. You don't have to be the bigger person in that scenario. You could, but you don't have to be. And, you know, Will Smith has seemingly just gotten away with it completely. Just, yeah, fine, no worries. Just gotten away with it. Who cares? Like, he's unscathed. He's got to keep his Oscar. He's still making movies. And I'm not for cancel culture. But if you're going to apply that logic, apply it across the board at the very least. And these people don't. So there you have it. People still in bloody faux outrage. Like, Chris Rock can't... in this scenario, I'm glad that he came out and did this. Because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You know? Like, no matter what he did in this scenario, people wouldn't have been happy. Because that's the type of... that's just the sort that these people are. No matter what he did, people wouldn't have been happy. So good on you, Chris. Don't apologise. And keep making jokes.